Hello there, guns and gals, and welcome to the network. I'm Neptura, and today we're going to be looking at UOL's performance during the PMPL Finals in both Day 2 and Day 3. They were the team to beat coming out of the Super Weekends, so what changed? How did such a strong team lose their top 3 spot? We're going to be looking at matches 1, 3, and 4 from Day 2, and we'll wrap it up with their Sanhok win from Day 3. To keep this video interesting, we're not going to go over every single thing that happened, so a lot of these are going to be mid or end match. Let's get into it. Okay, so first match of the day. Starting out at Gatka to loot, the zone pushes them to the east coast before slowly going back towards Yasnaya. They get to the north apartment buildings, but oh look, the zone has gone further west. Time to pack up, and this time they move to the eastern cliff of the lake right here. Keep in mind they have GML to the westernmost apartments, Nostra have the eastern side, while ES control the north, and Destiny is ready to pick off anyone coming their way in the south. The only way into this circle is to fight ES and try not to die. Once they are out of the way, they can make a safe rotation around the edge of the circle to the gas station, and then to the south to the bridge on the west side of the road, flanking Destiny. So here's how this played out. Fresh makes the first move and gets a knock. They take that as opportunity to push, and they take a 3-1 split to the southwest surrounding the first building. Ked flanks around but gets confirmed midway. A grenade later gets Aegon and Savage is knocked, which leaves Fresh in the zone while ES go to circle. Now all Fresh can do is play the med strat, and UOL is eliminated in 14th place. What happened here? It all boils down to 2 points: aggression and rotation. They had 3 people at that building and only 1 ES member there with 1 down the hill, yet they hung around the outside and let the enemy fall back. They were being pressured by the zone, but they were still unsure and waited too long. Once the zone hit them, it was too late to be offensive because they were damaged so badly. Point 2 is rotation. ES's positions are here, here, and 2 on the other building. South was the wrong side for Ked to flank. Yes, it was in zone, but it was open and it put him in a sandwich position which opened him up to death. Instead, there should have been a 2-2 split with at least 1 car to the building, with the other players flanking to the north side. Yes, it's still out of zone, but there's no one behind you and good cover because of the bank. With 2 on that building, the attention would be drawn and ES would find themselves both surrounded and sandwiched between UOL and the rest of the lobby. The 2 members of UOL could keep their attention on the furthest 2 players while the rest of the team pushes forward, then clean up and get to zone. This is how that fight should have gone, and yet it didn't because the team got too caught up in uncertainty. Let's see what they've got coming into Game 3. Coming up from Paradise, they had to cross the bridge and somehow fit themselves in an unforgiving circle. There were teams in every nook and cranny of this map. You have Nexus and Godsent both vying for position and control in the north. To the southeast are UDR, GML, and GSGE, and meanwhile, Nostra and Gamelord are overlooking everyone on the south cliff. UOL take the north path to Hatia in a 3-1 split, but Nexus are waiting for them and take out the team. Mercy is left on the bridge to play the med strat until he goes down and the team is eliminated in 13th position. How do you decide where to go? Cover and vulnerability are key, especially in this circle. Hatia is the quickest way to the zone, but it's flat ground with nearly 0 cover as we saw. Not only are you in a direct line of fire from GL, but you're also exposed on all sides. That said, let's take a look at the left side of the bridge. You have 3 teams both on the southeast side, but only 1 full squad, GML, with UDR out in the blue and GSGE on the very edge of the circle further south. There are trees, rocks, as well as the downward slope towards the river to play with, blocking GML's angle from the cliff and the angle from Hati. You're open to UDR, but they're deep in the zone and damaged, easy to pick off. You have 2 members of GML in the compound who will now know you're there, but using the hill to your advantage, it would be a balanced fight and 50-50 chance of winning it. You're safe from GSGE because they have their own teams to worry about in the west, and you've got buildings blocking you. It was a difficult circle and there was little chance of winning from that entry point, but rather than making a quick decision under pressure that eliminates the team, a left turn into cover would have granted more kill points and a higher position on the leaderboard. Frankly, they panicked. They didn't stay calm in a very high pressure situation, and because of that they felt pressed for time and just full sent. Much like in the Erangel game, the zone was right behind them and moving in, giving the feeling of no time, which leads to just do it. If they had lingered a little more and thought of all possibilities, a better result could have been achieved. Moving into match 4, we're back in Erangel. UOL have had a couple of really nice rotations in this game, moving from Gatka all the way around to the east coast where they can have a good command of the area. As such, the 2-2 split works well here because they have info on other teams and aren't too far apart. When the zone shifts southwest, 2 of the team are already in, so it's easy to come together and figure out their next move. They are on some high ground, so have a great idea of how the map is playing out by looking at the kill feed and hearing shots. Knowing Umbra are there, Ked scouting out 100 meters and confirming a kill onto Umbra allowed the team to know exactly where to go. The immediate push was great, that's the kind of aggression they need, and paired with a 1-3 split, it got the job done. However, they didn't take that energy and direct it at PA. Instead, they went back to hesitating and went out in 3rd place instead of 2nd or even winning. Once they got the knock onto PA, they sent one in but didn't back it up, so once he got knocked, they were finished. A now 3-man team, both sides needing to get to zone, UOL waited until neither of them had cover to try and spray them down. Didn't work, and Fresh was eliminated as last man standing. So what should they have done differently? What would have gotten them a squad wipe and a shot at the chicken dinner? A 2-point rotation would have been nice here, with 3 at the back to avoid long distance sprays from GSGE, and 1 to the garage like Mercy did. Mollies to the balcony and top floor right away, come in through the door and windows at the back, 1 through the garage. Push them up to the top floor, damage with grenades, and then push. This would have left them in control of the compound. Yes, they still have to get to zone, but they're coming from a stronger position than GSGE and have some advantage. PA won the match in the end, and there's no reason why it couldn't have been UOL had they been more aggressive. Right, let's end this on a more positive note with UOL's win from day 3. Sanhok game, they made some fantastic rotations and got a great gatekeeping position. One of the main themes of this game was to stay out of everyone's way. They made quiet rotations, kept their heads down, and read the lobby. They would have seen GML over by the boot camp warehouses, while Umbra and Godsent heard action over in that direction by the time they got close and avoided UOL completely. This way, URL are able to gatekeep GML successfully while still being in a great spot in the circle without a lot of exposure. UOL make a great choice to go up the hill into the circle. Going into the valley in the north would put them up against less teams, however if they win the fight with Godsent they would be exposed on low ground to the teams on the hill as well as Umbra to the east. Plus, while there are more teams up the hill, they are currently fighting with a few damaged players. The zone does go north to the open ground, but they stick around on the hill knowing there's some nice kill points up there and being aggressive is the way to go. To cater to the zone they use a nice 2-2 split so that if one pair fails they have the backup in the circle. Aegon and Fresh pace themselves with some nades, putting a lot of pressure on Seraphim, but not going all out and risking their players. The zone pushes the teams out of cover. At this point UOL can clean up half-damaged players. Now they just have Mazzaro, who's been quiet this whole time. He just takes the meds and the 2nd place finish. URL were aggressive when they needed to be, didn't hesitate to make a move when necessary, but didn't rush into teams. They took control of the circle early on and kept it, used it wisely. It was obvious their objective was to keep all 4 up until the last circle, and they managed it on the smallest map of the tournament. UOL have great rotations, creative ideas, and great one-on-one combat, but they hesitated using those positions to their advantage. They just second-guessed themselves as a team. There wasn't enough confidence in their decisions, perhaps because many of those decisions were made in a rush. They went aggro on the bad decisions and hesitated on the good ones. They dominated both the qualifiers and the super weekends, but unfortunately it seems like the pressure of the final weekend got to them a little too much. Aegon, Savage, and Mercy have since left the team, but I look forward to watching UOL in coming tournaments as they've proven time and time again they are deserving of their place in the professional scene. Right, I guess this is where I do the whole YouTube spiel. If you liked this video, please go give it a thumbs up. If you have any thoughts on anything discussed in this video, please let me know in a comment. I'd be happy to discuss all these things. This is what I love to do. If you want to see more of this type of content, y'all know what to do, and click the bell to get notifications for every video. If PUBG esport analysis is something you enjoy as much as I do, and you want a community to watch official tournaments in real time, I invite you to my Twitch where I stream events for live discussion. I also stream casual and ranking games with friends every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video, have a great day wherever you are, and see you next time.